Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be another full review video. In today's full review video, we are taking a look at this Modulus chest rig from HRT. If you are looking for ways to support my channel, you can check out the description below. One of the #1 ways you can do that right now is purchasing a t-shirt off my Firearm Freedom merchandise store. That's the first link down in the description. Super edgy shirts, good designs, I like them a lot. I wear them almost every day myself, so I hope you guys do enjoy them. If you want to help defeat the YouTube algorithms, make sure you're commenting down below the video, hitting the like button. All that interaction should help to make sure you don't miss out whenever I drop a new video. This review on this chest rig has been going on for quite some time. I've had this thing now for quite a few months. I did not do a first impressions video on it because, quite frankly, I wanted to just continue to use the chest rig and really figure out my thoughts on it overall. As always, full disclosure, what is my relationship with HRT? They did send me this chest rig to check out on the channel free of charge. I really greatly appreciate that. However, they did not ask me to do any sort of positive review. They didn't pay me to do a positive review or anything like that. They just want to hear my thoughts overall. The folks over at HRT have been some of the coolest people that I have ever worked with in this industry. They are always incredibly nice, always incredibly understanding, and quite frankly, their stuff, whether it's their plate carriers or their chest rigs, are growing quickly to be some of my favorites on the market. I just really enjoy the quality that they have. So take that for what you will. Great company. When it comes to the Modulus, this is a really interesting setup. I'm going to try to throw some photos up on the screen of what the Modulus actually starts with. If I'm pronouncing any of these product names improperly, I do apologize. They're a little bit odd depending on which product you're looking at, but the original Modulus chest rig or placard starts at the very bottom of all these pouches. Now, it is just a bare bones Velcro in the front placard that you could put either on your chest rig, you could put on your plate carrier, and it's going to be essentially just this Velcro section here as far as size, and it's going to give you, it's always a little bit tough to showcase these on camera here on the tabletop, but it's going to give you a section in there where you can insert whatever you would like. You can build it out for rifle mags, you can build it out for battle rifle mags with some 7.62 stuff, you can build it out with subgun mags, and that's what I have here, or a variety of the two. It's just Velcro on either side, so a lot of different options there, and that's really what I like about the Modulus. But when I was originally looking at putting this build together, I really, as you can see, wanted it for my Scorpion, and that's exactly why I built this out. I have an SBR Scorpion. There's a ton of videos of that on my channel, and that was my EDC gun for quite a while to work and back. It still is every now and again, but I've kind of upgraded to a rifle caliber in recent times and just my situation or what have you. This was really fully built out for the purpose of being an EDC chest rig. I wanted it in black, and the reason why I wanted it in black is because, quite frankly, it blends incredibly well with the clothing that I'm wearing on a day-to-day basis. Now, there's a lot of different schools of thought on, you know, an EDC chest rig or EDC gear and gray man stuff and everything like that. So take that into account. There's really, to be completely honest with you, very few times that you're going to be in a situation that is going to allow you to put on a full chest rig. But of course, I still believe it's something, you know, that you should carry with you. When it comes to this black chest rig, you guys can see throughout back roll that it's actually difficult for me to showcase this at the range. Not only was I running it with my Scorpion, but I was running it with my AR, 22 ARs, a wide variety of different things. And a lot of the time I'm wearing a black t-shirt, I'm wearing a black hoodie, and I think that speaks a ton when it comes to just the overall covertness of a black chest rig. It's a lot harder to pick that up immediately when you're wearing it with normal everyday clothing, at least the clothing that I wear, versus something like this multicam setup. I'm not running the HRT black H-harness and backstrap on this. It's a Spiritus Systems multicam one. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but you can visibly see, I mean, your eye immediately goes to the multicam and you can kind of pick it out perfectly, whereas the black, it's tough to pick up. Now, of course, you know, the moment that you focus your attention on this, you're going to notice that there's something there, but I just think it's interesting how easy it is to just have it wash away if you're just looking at it at a glance. When it comes to the subgun insert, obviously I'm running 4 CZ Scorpion mags. I know a lot of people are going to wonder, you know, which side do I prefer the rounds facing, and quite frankly, with these mags, I've tried it both ways, and I don't even know that I really feel a difference either way. Reloading from a chest rig kind of sucks regardless, but I prefer generally to have my rounds facing towards the right side of me. It's a personal preference. Either way is going to be just fine. Their subgun insert does come with 5 magazine slots. However, if you're running something like CZ Scorpion mags, they're a little bit thicker and you're only going to be able to get 4. So in this, I have the HRT subgun insert, and I have the 5th section here just simply folded over onto itself. When you would utilize that 5th section would be if you were running something like an MP5 or something with just smaller overall profile subgun mags. In the front, you'll notice the other thing that makes this much different from any other chest rig or plate carrier that I have is the dangler. Now this is their sporin dangler pouch that they have that you can put on not only their Modulus placard but also just their Maximus and any of the other stuff that they carry. You could use this on. It just simply velcros on the back side here. So if you lift up this section, which is very good velcro, you can see that that's right there, which is cool. Now, when it comes to the dangler, I honestly just wanted to try it, and my thoughts here with this being an EDC rig is I knew I would probably not have time if I was throwing this on to grab extra gear, right? To grab a whole plate carrier, a lot of extra pouches and all that stuff, and you can only fit so much in these tiny little pouches up here. So I wanted to try the dangler, and at the moment I'm just kind of messing around with what I want to put in here. I have some chem lights and other things. This has changed quite a bit. At the range, or in the role that I have this in, EDC role, maybe 20 minutes away from the house, I got to get there, not a lot of travel, whatever, I think this dangler is perfect. Now, I did take this chest rig on a night hike, and that was very interesting, and I learned quite a bit about the chest rig on the hike. I think if you want to learn about a piece of kit or a piece of gear that you have, going on a longer hike is so unbelievably beneficial because it is going to show you your hot spots, and it is going to show you those hot spots much, much better than just going to the flat range and trying to do it from there. The flat range is going to tell you a lot. You should definitely train with your gear, but when it comes to actually getting this thing uphill, downhill, stepping over things, you're going to learn a lot really quickly. And I learned that the dangler pouch, and some of you may be like, yeah, duh, it's going to be an issue, but was an issue during the hike. It was creating a pretty big hot spot for me, especially when I was kind of leaned over or stepping over something. This became a big problem. Now, I was also carrying my VP9 appendix like I normally do in my QVO tactical wingman holster, and that generally doesn't give me an issue during a hike. But what I will say is that combined with the dangler was a big problem. So that is just something to keep in mind with this. I think this is a little bit more of a short-term solution to give you more storage on a smaller chest rig. If you're doing a lot of hiking, if you're going up and over things and you're going a long distance, this may create some hot spots, but it is very easy to take off. The positive about this dangler is how much space it is going to give you for extra storage. You can see I have some chem lights and other things in here, but you have a small mesh pouch here that you can see everything that's going on in there, which is really nice, whether you were doing some medical or other things. You have small sections here, a bunch of pouches over here. I mean, for my OCD self, this is awesome for organization. I love the fact that I can just kind of place everything where I want to place it, and things like that really did help out during something like a night hike where I can't really see what is going on as easily. I got to break out a red light or whatever. I can just kind of feel what's going on based off of the pouches that I put things in, and I think that's pretty freaking awesome. Now, not only are you going to have the nice front pouch there that is going to easily fold down, but you also have this rear section, and at the moment it is empty. I was running my medical stuff in here for a while. You have two large pouches. It's a really nice area to put a bunch of stuff in, whether it is a little IFAC or just some map reading equipment, whatever else you want to put in here. It is very easy to do so with this big section. I should also mention while we're down here that we have these big drain holes, so if you do get some water or something like that, dirt or whatever in here on the bottom of the Modulus placard itself, it will drain out pretty nicely, and they also have it on their pouches as well, including the dangler pouch, so that is pretty cool. Because it is a small EDC pouch, I wanted to have a way to put my radio on it. This is just a Baofeng UV5R that, to be completely honest with you guys, I need a lot of work on. I don't know a lot about radios. I had a buddy program this for me, and that's about all I know about it. I want it to work, I want it to turn on, and I wanted to communicate with the other UV5R that I have, and that is about my knowledge when it comes to radios. But for me and my uses, that's going to work just fine. Now, looking at the radio pouch, this is a pretty cool pouch, and it's more of an admin pouch that they have on their website. It's the Warrior Poet pouch. I think they label it there as just a general purpose pouch, and it's supposed to dangle off the side. You could use this for extra magazines. You could use this for a radio like I have. You could use it for a water bottle. There are so many different uses for this pouch. It has stretchy material here, so you can fit a good bit. This small piece here at the bottom is going to capture whatever it is that you have in there, and if you want to run it on the opposite side, you just simply push this piece up and through that section, and you just turn the whole thing around, and now you have the ability to run it on the opposite side. Speaking about the radio, this is the only reason why I have the Spiritus system strap system on here rather than the HRT, and this would only be my one very minor constructive criticism to HRT, and that is because the Spiritus system H-harness has these sections here that I can perfectly put this UV5R funny looking little antenna up here, and it just folds really nicely, and I have no issues with that running around at the range or on the night hike. When you're looking at the HRT H-harness, it's not a bad harness at all, but you can see that section of MOLLE up here is just a piece of Velcro here. Now, I don't know how well that's going to be picked up on camera, but it's just a piece of Velcro. I do have the bottom section, and of course, I could put a little keeper here, a Velcro keeper, and it would probably work the same, but you have these straps of MOLLE all the way at the top, I would imagine, to put a little bit of foam padding up there. These H-harnesses are just fine. It's just simply my unique situation of having to have this antenna, which kept me with this H-harness. I will be getting another H-harness in the future that is all black and allows me to use the radio. At the moment, this is just what I'm working with, and it's working again just fine, and I don't have any issues with it. When it comes to the opposite side of the Modulus here, I have their dangler tourniquet pouch, and I think this is a phenomenal pouch to have. Too many people I see all the time have their tourniquet tucked away, really hard to get to, and I'm very guilty of it sometimes as well. I think a tourniquet is something that really should be quick access, easy to get to. Whatever side you put it on, you can quickly pull either out the bottom or out the top, because these sections here are going to prevent it from pulling one way or the other. I can tell you, whatever way you have this direction, it is very easy to pull out, but it is not going to go anywhere. So that is a huge plus, and it's another just kind of admin pouch with the stretchy material. Moving to the front here, on the left-hand side, I have their more general purpose open top pouch. In this, I use their dual pistol mag insert. This was the other issue that I had with the Modulus, and I have been in contact with HRT, and they are already fixing the problem. I believe they already fixed it. And the problem was, these are really slotted out as far as size for Glock magazines. And even with Glock magazines, they are, in my opinion, very loose. I had an issue with my all-metal VP9 mags were basically flying out when I would do a full-bore sprint with this plate carrier. I'm going to try to throw that footage up on the screen now, but I was doing a full-bore sprint at the range, and all of a sudden, they flew right out, dropped all over the ground, and obviously that's going to be a big problem. I use some ETS VP9 mags, which surprisingly work okay for me, and those mags fit in there and did not fly out. So that's just something to keep into consideration. And of course, Glock mags did work as well without flying out. Now, I've talked to HRT about this, and they told me they're already working on a smaller, more compact dual mag carrier insert for magazines like the VP9 or other mags that are going to be metal or, you know, obviously, again, just a little bit tinier than the polymer magazines. As far as how the pouch works, other than that, it works great, and it gives you a lot of modularity going with this placard as a whole. If you guys haven't really guessed it by now, it is a placard designed to be customized. You can build it out to whatever it is that you're looking to do, and in this case, I've kind of really kitted it out with almost every attachment that they have. The final pouch that I have here is their general purpose pouch, and this works, again, incredibly well. You got zippers here. At the moment, I just have some electrical tape, and I just have a Benchmade in there, and it works out well. This is just kind of my go-to chest rig knife for EDC or whatever else, but you could put flashlights in here. You have an additional pouch in the back, and then two small stretchy sections up here if you wanted to put in more pistol mags, if you wanted to put in other medical stuff. You got a lot of options here for that. As I was running this at the range, it worked great. I did not have any issues with it. I did not have any hot spots. The only hot spots that I had were with the dangler during the hike. What I like about this is you can kind of buy it in pieces. If you wanted to just buy the Modulus without any straps, without any pouches, you could do that. And when another piece, you know, becomes available or you have the money for it, you can buy that. You can just kind of piece it out as you go. If you do not want these pouches and you just want the Modulus placard in the back and that is it, you don't want anything on the front, you just want a small low pro section, you can do that. If you want just the cat tourniquet holder or you want just the radio section, you don't want the dangler, you guys get where I'm going with this. It is incredibly modular and you can build it out however you want, and I do really like that. I will say too, the quality of materials is pretty freaking good. So again, that is something that I like. I love the zippers. They don't have any issues with catching or anything like that, and they have really nice pull tabs on them that have not really given me any issues so far. That is going to wrap this video up on the HRT Modulus placard. I really love this thing, if you guys couldn't guess it already, and it has become kind of a staple. I'm always switching things out of this, putting it in others, then putting it back into this, depending on what gun I'm carrying that day. But at the moment, it is still a staple in my gear collection. If you guys have any other questions about this chest rig or anything else on my channel, please throw them down below in the comment section, and I absolutely will get back to you. While you're down there, check out that description for all the links for ways that you can support the channel. And as always, stay tuned for more great videos coming soon.